First and foremost, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Coach Miller to her first press conference, and also to announce her new title, her new position as head women's cross-country coach and distance coach. It's been in the works for a while, and certainly Coach Miller has changed the culture of our women's program and certainly elevated the program, as is evidenced by our 10th place finish last year. So congratulations, Coach Miller. You guys are welcome to put her on the spot, take some heat off me. So open it up for questions with Coach Miller. First of all, I guess that we should talk a little bit about this season. It's a little bit different than other years, obviously because we're hosting the national championships later on in November. We've had to structure our own competitions around the national championships because we host the pre-national meet mid-October, and obviously we had to move the Nuttycombe meet 2 weeks forward. So a little bit, the schedule's a little bit different. It's going to require some a different approach, I guess, to our season. So to talk a little bit about that, I'm going to put Coach Miller on the spot.
So Friday will bring the most competitive field in Division I that you'll see at an Invitational this season. Just like Mick said, that's 2 weeks earlier than we're used to seeing it. And you might say, what's 2 weeks? To give you a little bit of reference, we've been practicing with our team on campus for 4. So that's 50% of what we've had right now. So we don't expect the same team physically out there on Friday that we'll expect 2 weeks later at the pre-national meet. But we will expect for them to be on top of their mental game. We work out at the course. We talk a lot about going into races with a calm confidence, but we'll be in a different place physically, and that's an expectation we talk about with the team, that we want to grow every single week of the season. We don't want to be a team that comes out and hits it out of the park in September when the only thing that matters to us is Big Tens and beyond. That's a ways away. Big Tens is 35 days out, and if we just build upon each day for the rest of the season, we'll be in a great place. But this season is certainly different. The expectations are different rolling into this meet 2 weeks earlier than what it is for a typical season.
Jill, congratulations. Could you tell us a little bit about your background and when Coach Byrne made this available to you? Was it hard to turn down?
As far as coming here, I think that was, man, seems like a long time ago. It was almost 5 years ago at this point. It was certainly not a hard opportunity to turn down. The rebuilding process, there were a lot of blood, sweat, and tears poured into that, but it's been an exciting opportunity. I'm very appreciative of not just Coach Byrne's support, but Coach Kennedy and the rest of our staff in helping me to build this program and to put it back on the radar.
Now I will put you on the spot. What's it like working with Mick Byrne?
Never a dull moment. We joke about that also in the content, that it's not just that he keeps it that he keeps it interesting, but when you have a track and field team, men's and women combined, over 100 student athletes, there is never a dull moment when it comes to that. We're at about 29, 30 women on the cross-country roster. That's a lot of personalities, a lot of moving pieces, but we both have the perspective that we want to win. We want to be very good at what we do, but we're also going to enjoy the process. If we talk about that, we want our student athletes to enjoy the day-to-day, to get the most out of themselves. We have to enjoy it too. So we work hard, we expect a lot, but we enjoy it together, and I think that's very important.
Why do the top teams in the country come to Madison for meets such as the Nutty and pre-nats down the road?
I mean, obviously we talk almost ad nauseum now about the course is fantastic aesthetically. I mean, we were out there last on Friday, and it just looks fantastic right now. We know that we have the best cross-country course in the country. We know it's spectator-friendly. We've changed things up a little bit this year, reconfigured some loops just from a spectator perspective, and mostly for the national meet. The course is running well. It withstood all that rain over the last month or so. But there's two other aspects to answer your question, AJ. Our event management staff do an incredible job of putting together a first-class meet, and that's evident by obviously the number of teams that come here. So first of all, props to those guys, Katie Petroviak, Todd Nelson, and also the facilities crew out at the Ridge who work around the clock on getting that course ready for this weekend and also for pre-nationals and nationals. They've done an incredible job. A lot of man hours have gone in to preparing the course over the entire summer. But let's face it, there are other reasons. If you look at the list of competitors that are coming, list of schools that are coming this weekend on both sides, both the men and women's side, it's like a who's who in collegiate Division I cross country. They're not just coming for the course, they're coming for the opportunity to compete head to head. And we've put together this field. We have representation from all 9 regions around the nation. There are opportunities for a lot of points for at-large qualification for the national championships. That's the main reason. It's head-to-head competition. When we go into 2 weeks after this weekend for the pre-national meet, unfortunately, because of the number of schools, right now we're up to 80, 90 schools on the women, 85 I believe it is on the women's side and 82 on the men's side. We have to divide that meet into 2 races, 2 championship races, and unfortunately it's not, you're going to be comparing at the end of the day apples and oranges. You can't compare 2 races, although someone out there will do that. So I think the Nuttycombe meet is definitely blowing up this year. It's our most competitive Nuttycombe meet without doubt, and the reason for that is it's head-to-head opportunity for head-to-head competition.
Mick, as I look at the men's squad, Olin Hacker won the Badger Invite. You've got Ollie Hoare, who won Big Ten last year. You got Morgan McDonald back, who won it in 2016. I mean, would you say your men's squad is pretty stacked this year?
Yeah, we're excited right now. You know, having Olin back obviously is huge. Not having Olin last year hurt us in many, many ways. It hurt us at the Big Tens and certainly hurt us at the national, at the regional meet. But that's last year. Right now we're in a really good spot. We got a good group. Obviously the leadership of Olin, Morgan and Ollie is fantastic. Ben Eidenschink, who had a great meet, came along in leaps and bounds last outdoor season, 4th at the 10,000 meters outdoors at Big Ten meet and 6th at the 5,000 meters. Had a great summer. He's in tremendous shape. But we're not going to be successful with just those 4 guys. We have, we believe, a great support cast, something that's been missing for the last couple of years. And when you have 5 or 6 guys fighting for those last couple of spots, particularly the scoring spots, I think that makes you a pretty legit team.
Jill, are there any surprises from your team? Are there people you're still waiting to see what you're going to get out of them, what their top level is going to be, and who might some of those people be?
Absolutely. I think that people know a lot about our 1 through 4, since we returned 4 of our top 5 that placed 10th at the national championship. Filling Sarah DeSanz's shoes is a huge challenge to that group. I think I've seen some marked improvements out of that group. Where we are also different is depth from 5 to 9. I don't yet know who will be as our strongest 5, 6, 7, but it's nice that I have a group of 5 to 6 women there with strength, improving day in and day out. And that group is younger, much less experienced than those top 4. I've been to multiple national championships. But the growth that I've seen in just 4 weeks on campus is very impressive. With that group, this meet will be a huge learning opportunity for them. They have yet to be in a field, 252 of their closest competitors on the line, and to get that experience, to understand what it's like to be 100, 150 people deep in a race is something they need experience with. We need to learn from it, grow from it, and pull together as a team afterward. But I've certainly had a couple surprises, good ones, about where the fitness level is of some of our incoming freshmen, a couple of our returners, and then the top group had a very impressive summer of training, so I like the growth that I've seen in them.
Jill, how would you define your coaching style?
That's a good one. I would say I'm very hands-on as a coach. I really do believe that a healthy, positive team dynamic is the foundation to everything that we do. While we only score 5, there are a lot more people in the locker room and a lot of energy, and we talk a lot about energy. That's physical, that's mental, that's emotional, and to make sure that we're pulling together as a team and have all of those moving in the right direction. So we certainly communicate a lot. I want to make sure that we're pulling together as a team and supporting each other. So, we always come back to it's a me with you philosophy, and we just want to be better than yesterday's self every day. And if we continue to do that, I think this team is going to be a great one. But we need every day left, and I would say that's the biggest thing that I pull with them in the locker room.
If I can add something to that, one of the great attributes that Jill brings to the table, I believe, is that she has, I mentioned earlier, certainly changed the culture. She holds our student athletes accountable and is there 24/7. So, when you have those components, a leader that expects hard work, holds our athletes accountable for their actions, good things happen. And we see good things happening right now.